All right. Okay, everybody. Welcome to
What?
Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer, and I'm here today with the always lovely Charles Doze.
Hi, Lloyd. What are you
Hey,
doing, Lloyd?
I didn't fix your picture. I gotta fix you. Let's
Where am
see.
I? Where am I
You're
at, Lloyd?
we're
I'm
both over on
scared.
your side, Charles.
Ooh, I like being together with you, though, Lloyd. It's my favorite kind of day.
There it
What are
is,
you up
man.
to?
Man, a whole lot. I got you know what I've got going on. I've got a whole lot going on,
You got too
and
much going on, man. All
I
that
got
dirty stuff.
I got too much going on, and I can't wait to announce it. This is going to be fun when I do announce it. I think everybody's going to be really excited.
Yeah, I think they'll be excited too. As it's just how we are. It's how we live our lives, you know.
We're always planning, Charles. We've always got plans and things that we're going to do, and
I think that means we always got too much shit going on. That's
yeah,
what it means.
it means too much shit going on.
It's too much.
I I think we should also tell people that Frightmare HQ is its own thing now. It's its very own entity.
We are.
Yeah, so that's kind of exciting that Frightmare is its own deal. Frightmare HQ is its own deal now. It's a
We are.
completely separate company.
We are completely separate and our own LLC company, so it sounds fancy. There we go.
Sounds all fancy, but
S-
so that should tell everybody that all of our regular watchers that we're going to keep this going. As long as
I
we
think so.
can, as long as you guys, keep watching us, we're gonna keep going with the Frightmare HQ and visiting all of you folks. So it should be cool.
Yeah. And even if you guys stop watching, we'll just keep doing it. So eventually you have to just watch us again because we'll be here
Exactly.
doing
Yep.
what we do.
We're gonna keep doing it. Let's say hello to everybody. There's quite a few people watching right now.
Who's here?
Let's see. We got Matt Orsman,
Matt. I
Bob
love Matt.
Bob White,
White. I like Bob White. Bob White does it right. That's what I always say, you know?
that's right. Eduardo Gonzalez. Hello, sir.
Oh, Eduardo, the man.
Todd Lewis is here. Good to see you, Todd.
What's up, Todd?
Stephen Burt.
Oh, Bert, man, he makes it hurt. You know
Yes,
he does.
Tyler Burrows.
Oh,
And he asks, any good werewolf flicks from this year? I'm not sure. I don't.
78? No,
I don't think
not
there
not
was.
not this year. Werewolf movies are they're kind of few and far between. You know?
They really are. And well, anyway, I could talk about werewolf films, but let's keep going. Chrissy Gilliland.
Yeah.
Jan-
Chrissy.
Jeanette Nolan. Howdy, Jeanette.
What's up, Jeanette?
Todd Seeley is here.
Todd, man.
Jennifer.
Todd Seeley.
Yep, Jennifer Smith is here.
Jennifer Smith.
Ingrid Hubert
Oh, Ingrid. We love Ingrid.
and Richard Nettleton.
Ah, Richard. Richard Nettleton.
What y'all doing tonight? It's
What are
Wednesday.
they doing tonight? It is
Y'all are-
Wednesday.
They're watching us, man.
Well, good, because this is a place to be, man. I'd watch this too if I wasn't here.
It is
Maybe
the place to be.
I'll put on my Disney hat tonight for everybody, all right? Here.
Oh, that's so you, bro.
Isn't it, though?
That
God,
hat
I'm
is
like-
so you.
Well, it doesn't fit over my headphones. I'm going to keep it like this for you guys, all right?
Boom. Oh, Charles Anderson is here.
I lost
Howdy,
it.
Charles.
Charles is here.
There's more people here, but they haven't commented. I'm just going through the comments. So,
right, I got my hat
Jeanette
on.
Nolan says she's cooking and drinking.
Heck yeah, Jeanette. I need some drinks in my life.
I need some drinks and some cooking.
Man, I realized like 30 minutes before the show that I ran out of beer. And I was like, what kind of cruel world is this?
Oh my lord!
I can't survive. I've got a cup of water and dreams. That's all I've got.
Bob White says, speaking of werewolves, I received my purchase from the last HQ auction, American Werewolf in London on Blu-ray. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Thanks for buying. that.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. Yeah, enjoy it. It's a good one.
Chrissy says it's been a horrible week so far, so happy to have a distraction. We're happy to be your distraction, and your week is
Oh,
going to get better.
Chrissy.
I know. Right now, starting right now, it's going to get better, Chrissy.
It is, Chrissy, because we're going to dedicate this show to Chrissy, all right? This whole show is for Chrissy, because we're going to make her week better.
Dedicated to you.
Woo, woo, Chrissy, the show is for you.
Do the Bee Gees. You got to hold your ear. Oh, Chrissy, this show is dedicated to you.
Chrissy.
Staying alive. Whoa, Chrissy, staying alive.
Chrissy makes it pissy, yeah.
Boom. We did it.
Bada boom! Explosions, fireworks.
That's our
and
next
Udo
project.
Kier kisses.
Yeah, that's our next project. We're going to make a Bee Gees cover album, Charles and I.
Yeah. We have a Bee Gees cover band. It's called Udo Kier's Kisses. And all we sing is Bee Gees. All we sing is Bee Gees. Yep.
Ollie Tapa popped up in there. I think she gave me it looks like a yellow ghost flipping me off. I'm not sure what that. No, I'm sure that's.
Heck yeah.
I'm sure it's not that, but it kind of looks like it. But hi, Ollie.
That sounds like Allie, though. Allie's a character. You got to watch out for Allie.
Yes, yeah, you got to watch out for Allie. She'll get you.
Man.
So, 1978, Charles. This is a great.
It's a good year.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it, Charles. It's a great year, man. Lots of good movies in this one.
It is. I'm gonna tell you, man. 1978 was kind of a hard year to go through. There's a lot of. It's kind of a weird year because there's a lot of good things, but not a lot of great things. But a lot of things that are actually decent enough to talk about. You know, like too many for one show. There's that stuff that's kind of like in the middle. You know, it's like it's still good, but it's not like, you know, the greatest shit ever. But there's a couple of greatest shit ever this year. You know,
there really is. There's some top of the list kind of things, but from what I'm seeing, looking through the list, this year kind of foretold what was coming in the 80s. Would you
this
say
year?
That?
I'll agree with you that, you know, this year did kind of yeah. It's a very 80s feeling year. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just start off. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the first one on the list.
Okay.
First one. No one is safe when a ski-masked maniac wielding the deadly contents of his toolbox stalks his prey. Released March 3rd, 1978. This is the American slasher film The Toolbox Murders, directed by Dennis Donnelly, also known as The Maniac Drill. I didn't know it was also known as The Maniac Drill, Charles.
The Maniac Drill, and it was released in Italy as the Los Angeles Ripper. So there's that.
Ripper?
The Los Angeles Ripper.
The Los Angeles Ripper. Okay.
In Italy. So Toolbox Murders. You know, Toolbox Murders is a lot of fun. It's definitely one of those slasher evolution films. Do you agree?
Yes, it's sort of a proto slasher is what I think the cool kids are calling them, as proto slashers, dude. So yeah, I would say it's definitely a proto slasher.
Yeah, proto slash. That's a good way to describe them. Yeah, I mean, but it's you know, Toolbox Murders is it's a solid, you know, low budget film. It's got some really cool inventive kills. It kind of slows down after like
Nail
the first. What?
Nail gun.
What'd you call me?
What'd
you call me?
You said it's inventive kills, and I just had to throw in the nail gun kill.
Oh, I thought that was one of your like baby cakes names for me. You're like,
oh yeah, what's up, nail gun?
You tell it, nail gun.
Tell it,
hammer
nail
it,
gun.
nail gun.
Nail me.
Hammer it in. Ooh, ooh. Do you want me to use drywall nails or wood nails? What do you want me to use?
10 penny nails.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. All
I
right.
don't either.
Okay. No, but Toolbox Murders, yeah, it does it slows down a little bit after like the first 45 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
It turns kind of into this like almost like a giallo feeling like crime detective movie. But
Right.
I like this one. I mean it's not like the greatest movie ever, but it's like you said, it's one of those proto slashers. It's like the granddaddy slasher movies you gotta watch,
Right. And see how the slasher genre evolved.
Evolves,
But,
yeah.
Yeah. Let's go and watch the trailer for this for those that haven't seen it.
Let's roll it, man.
This man is about to commit the most atrocious crimes in American history. Linda Githens, age 22. Valerie Hoffman, age 24. Mary Ann Stevens, age 21. These women have one thing in common. They are all victims of the Toolbox Murders.
What the hell are you doing?
Toolbox Murders.
The Toolbox Murders. So I was telling Charles during the trailer while that was playing that I always felt like the Toolbox Murders kind of had a TV movie feel to it, but I guess it's just because it's from 1978. I'm not totally sure, but it feels like a TV movie, but it definitely has more violence and nudity than a TV movie.
Oh yeah. I was telling Loyd I had to trim that trailer down a little bit, guys, because it's about 93 seconds of a girl running around with no top on, like, oh my god, look at my breasts, they're out. The Toolbox man is here. He's gonna throw my peanut butter cups.
He's gonna drill me.
He's gonna drill me. Oh, I'm gonna cover them up. How dare you, my titties.
Oh my god,
That's pretty much
crazy.
that trailer. That's pretty much that trailer summed up.
Yeah. Well, I do recommend watching this one. I like the remake a lot better. I don't know. It's but it's old and it feels dated. How's that sound?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I know that was directed by Dennis Donnelly, but I don't know anything else that guy did off the top of my head.
Yeah. The only person that is really recognizable in this is Cameron Mitchell.
Okay.
Cameron Mitchell was in tons of stuff, like, I mean, he's been around forever. I think his last movie was Jacko in 1995, which was kind of another
I didn't see that.
90s slasher flick. You didn't miss much.
I know Cameron Mitchell was in like Blood and Black Lace, wasn't he?
That's possible. Was that Blood and Black Lace was Bava in the 60s, right?
64, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He was in a bunch of
knows?
westerns back in the day and all kinds of stuff, so
I want to make a western with you, Lloyd.
okay.
Can I make a western with you?
There's one here called Colt 45 that he was in, and it's not about the malt liquor.
Ooh. Was that I want to make a movie called Colt 45. Colt 45, starring Lloyd Cryer and Charles Dose. Watch as they get dirty and nasty. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, Mr. Cryer.
Well, that's too bad because there's a new sheriff in town, Mr. Charles.
Well, good thing for you that I want to be your deputy.
Okay. I thought you said a minute ago this town wasn't big enough for the two of us.
It's not. That's why I'm going to be your deputy. And I'm going to sleep underground.
This sounds like it's turning into an adult film.
I didn't tell you what type of movie I was going to make. You just signed the contract. I'm sorry.
I'm screwed. All right, so
I'm
that's
gonna move
enough
on.
for the Toolbox Murders. You can rent this, by the way, on Amazon. It's $1.99, or you can buy the Blu-ray Underground for about $15.
Nice. Do it.
There you go.
Let's jump up one here. I believe I'm going next. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, guys. So we got a former CIA agent uses the talents of a young psychic to help retrieve his telekinetic son from terrorists. Oh, this sounds familiar. Telekinesis, huh?
Yep.
Released March 10th, 1978. It's the American supernatural film The
Carrie
Fury,
2.
directed by Brian De Palma, a.k.a. Carrie's brother 2 in space. All right, no. So, yeah, this is directed by Brian De Palma, starring Kirk Douglas, John Cassavetes, based on a 76 novel of the same name by John Ferris, who also adapted the screenplay. And, yeah, it was Palma's follow-up to Carrie. So the first one he made after Carrie.
And Amy Irving was even in The Fury as well as Carrie. I always thought this movie, just because it was such a similar subject matter, I always thought it was weird, you know. I mean, I know studios, you know, rip off other studios all the time, you know, when something is popular, but when you have De Palma and Amy Irving both involved, it's kind of strange to me.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a kind of a cash, not really a cash jump, but, you know, De Palma stuck with a very similar theme. Let's just say that. Now, I'll say that The Fury had a more complex storyline than Carrie. There was a lot more going on in The Fury than there was with Carrie, you know? Not that this is as good of a movie as Carrie. It's not at all, but it has a really, like, great story. And it's a pretty well-made movie. I enjoyed this one. Kirk Douglas is great in it. John Williams did the score on this one, and it's fantastic, of course, because it's John Williams. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a horror action film with a little bit of comedy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, in Greece, it was called The Angry Giant. So, I don't know why. I don't remember there being an angry giant in there.
Doesn't someone explode in this movie?
Yeah, so not to give away the movie, but there is a head explosion scene towards the end that was before Scanners, so it's definitely kind of a precursor to what Cronenberg did in Scanners.
You've got a question. Somebody wants to know what the
questions.
library app was that we were talking about a while back.
Hoopla.
Yes.
And actually, a couple of our movies this week are on Hoopla as well. Like Loyd said, you can get a library card through the Houston Library online for free, and then Hoopla lets you watch some of these movies.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start throwing Hoopla on here because I seem to run in a couple of movies every week, guys, that are only on Hoopla for some reason. I don't know why, but there's a couple.
Yeah. There are a few movies on there that you can't find anywhere else. There's another library. The other library app is called Canopy with a K.
Canopy. Yeah.
Kanopy. And that's real cool if you guys want to watch movies for free, man. I mean, all you need is a library card. And like Charles said, you can get one for free through the Houston Library online. So,
yeah, it's a fun one. And I'll point out a couple on here. And, you know, it's a good way to watch some of these, you know, anything that's free. And it's not like there's ads with it or anything because it's a library service. So
they do limit you to how many you can watch per month. So, like, you check out a movie and then you have like a day or two to watch it, I think. And then, but I can't remember what the limits are. I mean, but whatever. I mean, it's free, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. But yeah, you get, I think it's 5 per month that you get the movies, if I'm not mistaken.
There you go. All
It's like
right.
a checkout limit, but I mean, that's still 5 free movies, and usually it's stuff that you're probably only gonna find on Hoopla too. So,
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. What do you say? Oh, we didn't show
and I
the
say,
trailer for the
oh yeah,
Fury.
let's roll a trailer for the Fury.
All right, here we go.
Who's Robin Sansa? He's a boy your age, with powers like yours.
The Fury.
Frightening power these people have. They can make anybody disappear anytime.
20th Century Fox presents a Frank Yablans presentation. A Brian De Palma film, The Fury. An experience in terror and suspense. Rated R.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We've seen the trailer for the Fury, so now we can move to the next one, right, Charles?
Yeah, and if you guys want the best way to watch the Fury is it's a $4 rental on Amazon. That's the best way to watch it. There's only been one Blu-ray release through Twilight Time, and it's out of print, and it's like $100 now. This movie's definitely not worth $100, so I definitely say it's worth a $4 watch though. So
Perfect.
roll it. What do you got, Lloyd?
All right, next up, a psychic's girlfriend finds out that a lump on her back is a growing reincarnation of a 400-year-old demonic Native American spirit. First released in Japan, April 15th, 1978. It's the
I didn't make this movie up, guys.
Yeah, it's the American horror film The Manitou, directed by William Girdler, a frequent on our show, and starring Tony Curtis, based on a 1976 novel by Graham Masterto. And for those that didn't know, Tony Curtis is Jamie Lee Curtis's father.
Yeah.
So
kind of a
look at
good year for that family, huh?
it was.
You know, like you said, Girdler has been mentioned a few times already on our 70s series, but you know, this is going to be the last time because he died a few months before this movie came out in a helicopter crash. Girdler died January of 78 while scouting film locations in the Philippines. So, kind of a really great director. He surprisingly was only 30 years old when he died. And you have to think, by the time he was 30, he'd already brought out like 9 movies. And like 6 of them are still relatively well known. So this is like a super young guy. Mm-hmm. You know, he brought out Abby, like we've talked about, Day of the Animals, Grizzly, you know. So kind of a sad end to a really really talented filmmaker. Super young. I think this would have been a guy that would have been probably a larger name because he was sort of on that stepping stone to Hollywood. You know, everything he was doing was more expensive with more studio backing, you know. Mm-hmm. But Manitou is a weird movie. Have you seen the Manitou?
I have seen the Manitou. You know, I do like it though. I think it's well liked. And I don't know, do you think this was sort of a Exorcist riff, or in some ways, right?
In some ways, you know, a lot of people say that. I think in some ways, it's definitely a very weird story. We'll say that. And the movie is totally ridiculous, but like in a good way. There's so much good about this movie. It's fun. You've got a score done by Lalo Schifrin, who's, you know, we talked about him. He did the Mission Impossible theme, other stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's that time, though. This is what was popular, you know. We're seeing that theme of the supernatural, the, you know,
evil demons and things like that.
Evil demons, you know.
Well, besides Tony Curtis, this movie had a pretty cool cast of characters. Burgess Meredith was in it, and Felix Sela, who played Cousin It, and Tweaky, right? Was his name Tweaky? And Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the movie as well. So
yeah, real good cast. Susan Strasberg's in it too. Mm-hmm. She did a lot of stuff. And Michael and Sarah, who did did some Western stuff, and he was on some TV shows. So, fun movie.
Now I talked about it being sort of an Exorcist kind of a thing, but this was based on a novel by Graham Masterson, who's a really well-known author.
It was, yeah.
So, just because a movie came out that it was similar didn't mean they were ripping it off. It was just that people were out there looking for this type of material to make movies of. So,
yeah, like you're saying, it was a popular genre and a popular combination of genres. And what's the easiest way to crank out movies is find books that fit that genre that can easily be adapted into screenplays,
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer for Manitou. Let's check that out.
Yeah, do it.
The Manitou, starring Tony Curtis. John! Michael Ansara.
What does a white man want with Indian magic?
Susan Strasberg. Innocent people, tormented by terror, threatened by the unknown, trapped by an ancient horror. The Manitou, rated PG.
All right, the Manitou.
What does a white man want with Indian magic, Lloyd?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Todd Lewis said, beady, way to go, Buck. Remember? That's what Tweaky used to say.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Look,
yeah,
Travis is here.
Downtown Travis Brown?
Downtown Travis Brown.
That's the man, the myth, the legend. Downtown.
He says the Manitou is weird as F***K. What does that mean?
I think it's dirty words.
Dirty words.
It stands for fork. Fork. Like the thing you use in the kitchen. Fork.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Michael and Sarah. He was the Klingon Kang in the original Star Trek series. He reprised the role in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I thought you said he was King Kong. I was like, hell yeah! He got King Kong in the house.
I think Todd forgot to put the L. That happens. And I was trying to read it literally. King on, and I was like, King Kong, what?
Got King Kong.
He was the Klingon King.
Yeah, it was the Klingon King. Welcome to Klingons, guys. Yeah, and Sari did a lot. I mean, he was in Day of the Animals. He was in It's Alive too, I think. I'm seeing his face in It's Alive. I'm pretty sure he was in that. I'm gonna go with he was in It's Alive. Let's just go with that. I'm 83% sure he was in that movie. All right.
Michael
83.
and Sarah. So The Message, The Manitou, I Dream of Jeannie, Guns of the Magnificent Seven. Somebody mentioned he played Mr. Freeze, the voice of Mr. Freeze in Batman Vengeance. He died in 2013. Oh, that was you?
That was
he was
me.
in a bunch of TV back in the day. Yeah, It's Alive. There it is, Charles. You were right.
Yes. Victory
Score.
Is mine. Yep. Yeah, the Manitou guys. Shout Factory has a Blu-ray out that's like $25. Pretty good copy of it though, and it's available for rent though on Amazon and like Google Play, I believe, as well. On this one, just a paid rental though.
Cool.
All right. Next one is one that I like a lot. A doctor buys a Civil War era and dilapidated mansion and hires a few friends to fix it, but the mansion hides a deadly secret. Released May 5th, 1978. It is the American supernatural horror film. Here we go again, supernatural.
Yeah.
Supernatural horror film The Evil, directed by Gus Triconis. So, we got another haunted house flick here, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
And it stars Richard Crenna, who will always and only be Troutman from Rambo in my mind.
Troutman for Rambo.
He was. He
What else
was.
was he?
He was the only one who could calm Rambo the F down.
Yeah, his sergeant, right? His guy, whatever.
Yeah, he was the only way. Troutman would always show up and calm Rambo down and talk him into stop killing everybody. And
He'd leave in a cloud of smoke, like.
yeah, he usually showed up in like a helicopter.
I was like, did he come down with an umbrella like Mary Poppins? He was like, Rambo.
Oh no, it was a helicopter.
Calm down. I know he was also in Hot Shots Part 2, so.
He was, yeah.
I remember yeah.
Colonel Denton Walters is what IMDb says.
Curtin Denton Walters, I didn't know his name from it, but I knew he was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know him from a whole lot. I do know him from Rambo. I know he was in Summer Rental as well. You remember Summer Rental with John Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I know of, though. But The Evil is another haunted house flick. Okay, we've got them. But it's definitely one of the better ones, in my opinion. I say The Evil is definitely recommended for fans of older, like, gothic horror flicks. It has some really impressive effects in it. There's these ghost effects in it that are actually really cool. Even by today's standards, they're still pretty cool looking effects. And I enjoy that one.
I need to see The Evil. I have never seen The Evil. It's
you've
on
never
my
seen it?
radar, though, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. I
you have
always got
Shudder?
that one confused with Evil Town.
Oh, Evil Town.
Yeah, there was Evil and Evil Town. I think Vinegar Syndrome put out Evil Town not too long ago.
Yeah, Evil is actually on a Shout Factory Blu-ray, but it is streaming on Shudder right now. So it is one of the ones streaming on Shudder. Yeah, Evil Town I think it was Vinegar Syndrome brought that out, and that was May releases, I think.
Yeah. Let's show the trailer and then come back to it.
Cool.
An ancient terror sleeps in the Vargas house. Can anyone survive its awakening? The evil.
We're not gonna get out!
They can scream, they can run, but they can't escape. Richard Crenna, Joanna Pettit, Victor Buono, The Evil, rated R.
Rated R.
Rated R. Coming
Rated
soon
R.
to a drive-in near you.
Movie Phone.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rated
Welcome
R.
to Movie Phone.
Rated
If you-
PG.
If you'd like to see Tom and Huck with Jonathan Taylor Thomas, press 1. Sorry. I've got
No, it's
problems
okay.
today.
The Evil is one that I want to see though. I haven't put much effort into watching that one, but you talk well of it, so I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, check it out, man. I like it. It's one of the better haunted house flicks, and yeah, I mean, give it a shot. I like it. The director didn't really go on to do much else. Only thing else I know off the top of my head he did was a movie called Moonshine County Express with John Saxon, which is a great movie.
Okay, I haven't seen that either.
If you haven't seen it, don't watch it, because it's only good if you're insane like I am. So don't watch it.
I think I interrupted you, but you were saying that The Evil is on Shudder, which I do have Shudder. So
Yeah.
okay,
Streaming on Shudder. Good copy of it too. So good watch.
sweet. Maybe I'll try to watch that tonight.
You better
gonna
call and
try.
tell me afterwards too.
I'm gonna try.
I want to hear about it. I want the evil in you. I'm gonna put my evil in you, Lloyd.
Put
All
it
right?
in me, Charles.
Can you feel it?
I can
It's in
feel
you.
it. Oh, it's in now? Oh, I didn't know.
Does it smell?
Yeah.
It smells, right?
Yeah. Okay, next
It's
up.
it's the Banaka spray. Sorry.
That's all right. Next up, this is a movie that I searched for years, trying to find it, and I don't think I ever found it. The VHS, back before they released this on Blu, it got a Blu-ray release from Kino, by the way.
Yep.
But the VHS was really hard to find in this movie. So, a student at a private girls' school uses her psychic control over snakes to punish her snooty classmates.
Snooty.
Snooty.
You snooty.
Snooty. Released
Snooty?
May 13th, 1978. It's the American supernatural horror film Jennifer, directed by Bryce Mack, also known as Jennifer the Snake Goddess.
Yeah, and I was going to tell you, Lloyd, this movie right now, if you go to kinolorber.com, it's only $8. So,
What a deal.
so Jennifer, I mean, basically it's Carrie with snakes. That's how you sum up the movie.
Pretty
It's
much.
Carrie with snakes. I do enjoy that movie though. I actually only saw it recently because of the Kino Lorber release. So another one that was actually on my list for like 8 years. I just never could watch it.
Yeah, it was super hard to find for a long time, like I was saying.
Yeah, really, really hard to find. So kind of happy, we get one that's brought out. But, what are you going to do? It's, let me say that Bryce Mack was not the best director. The guy who made this, I saw other movies that he did. None of them are horror. They're all really, really bad. He did this movie called Roosters. It's horrible. He did this movie called Swap Meet.
Killer rooster movie, or
No, it's a guy who takes his rooster to a cockfight. I'm not
Is it
kidding
really?
you. Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
Oh my God.
He did a movie called Swap Meet, and they're unwatchable. But Jennifer is a fun movie. It's very low budget. It's not Carrie by any words, but it's an interesting watch. It's an interesting story.
Okay. I saw it a couple of years ago. And,
Yeah.
it's basically, who knows if
Carrie
it was
with
ripped
snakes?
off or if somebody wrote a book before Carrie about this. I don't know. But it was definitely riding on that Carrie wave.
Yeah. And kind of interesting. This director, like Bryce Mack, he didn't direct anything until he was old. This guy was like in his 60s, and he actually is known for being a animator at Disney throughout the 40s and 50s. Like he animated like Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan and Fantasia. And he got old and decided he wanted to direct movies that were not very good. So that was his retirement goals. So there you go.
So we've got a Jennifer trailer, don't we? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and play that and let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Jennifer is a loving daughter,
You get all A's now.
I will, Papa.
a hard worker,
You're the nicest girl in the whole class, and you're worth 20 of those spoiled rich kids.
an A student,
Jennifer is our scholarship girl. No background at all.
They give scholarships to the ones that don't fit in.
but the rich kids don't like her.
That hillbilly smells, my dear.
Jennifer, you're not used to our ways, are you, dear?
Oh, no, wait a minute. You mean the rich over the right?
The rich are always right.
They're doing bad things to her.
Hey, Jennifer.
Please give me back my clothes.
They're trying to get rid of her.
I really don't think you belong here, Jennifer. And I'm personally going to see to your departure.
Jennifer has a past she doesn't want to remember.
When you was a little gal, Jenny, you used to feed him yourself.
Please, Papa, forget him.
A knowledge she doesn't want to believe.
All of the congregation, even the old folks, was amazed at your power.
It was wrong. You know it was wrong.
And a power she doesn't want to use. But they just won't leave her alone. And now they've made her mad. Jennifer. She's a holy terror.
Well, apparently ski masks were a big deal in 1978 because they used them in 2 movies so far that we know of.
Yeah. And Jennifer, what's cool about Jennifer is it was actually written by a female by the name of Kay Johnson. And if you guys are Twilight Zone fans like I am, Kay Johnson was in an episode of the Twilight Zone called Night of the Meek, which is where the one guy dresses like Santa Claus with his magic bag. And I love that episode. She's in that. Kay Johnson was also married to Russell Johnson, who was professor on Gilligan's Island. So that was her husband. So
is that right?
Little fun facts. I like to see any female-written horror. There was definitely a lack of it. As horror screenplays and directing in the 70s was very cock-heavy. Let's say that, all right?
She also wrote an episode of the ABC after-school specials, Mighty Moose and the Quarterback Kid. She did the teleplay. Back in my day, ABC after-school specials were a big deal.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to the next one, Charles. You're up next.
Sure. I'll do anything for you, Lloyd. Anything
All right.
for you. Okay. A girl and her brother fly to New Guinea to look for a lost expedition led by her husband, which has vanished into the Great Jungle. First released in West Germany, May 25th, 1978. It is the Italian shocksploitation jungle spectacular, The Mountain of the Cannibal God, directed by Sergio Martino and starring Ursula Andress. It was released in the U.S. as Slave of the Cannibal God, which I think everybody largely knows it by Slave of the Cannibal God.
Yes.
It was also called Primitive Desires and Prisoner of the Cannibal God. And I think it had like another title like Cannibal Mountain or something like that too.
Yeah, something like that.
Anything things. Yeah. So what do you think, Lloyd?
Well, again, this is a movie that was riding the wave of other movies, so this was part of the big cannibal film glut. And if I'm not mistaken, is this, I mean, and a lot of them were guilty of this, but is this the one where they push the monkey into the jaws of the boa constrictor? They the monkey gets away from the boa constrictor and they push it with a stick back towards the boa constrictor. I want to say this is the movie Slave of the Cannibal God, but
yeah, it's the monkey scene. Yeah, the infamous snake eating a monkey scene. Yeah, it's this movie.
Which is kind of crazy because that became the thing. I guess that's what everybody wanted to see was animals being butchered or something. I don't know. It's just the weird 70s, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. And that scene was removed in later releases, trimmed down, and I think even the recent Blu-ray release of it, they've pretty much removed it too.
Yeah, I've got a DVD that it's on there, and it's really weird because they try to hide the stick too by putting a fake branch with leaves over it, and you see this fake branch with leaves come out and cover the stick where they're pushing the monkey towards the snake, and then when the stick goes away, they kind of, it's like an animated looking, it's totally fake. You can tell it's not real.
Yeah, I think that's why they kind of tried to hide that later on. They kind of just took it out of the releases. They were like, let's just cut this up a little bit. Okay.
I don't even know anybody that's put this out recently. Do you?
Not recent. I know Code Red has a Blu-ray out for it, but I don't know how long it's been out.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see that here.
Yeah. It's, when I looked, it's streaming on a service called FlixFling, which I'm not sure what that is, but I put it on here because it's the only thing it's streaming on, and it's not available to rent anywhere. Like, you can't pay to rent it on Amazon or anything. So It's strictly on this service called FlixFling, which I've never used.
Yeah.
So if you guys use it, hey, there's something for you to look at. I don't know anything about FlixFling, so I can't recommend it. But Sergio, Martino directed this. We've talked about him a lot. He was really known for his giallo movies. He did quite a few of them.
Yeah, he's kind of the king of giallo, kind of.
Yeah. He did Your Vice is a Locked Room and I Have the Only Key. Only I Have the Key, which I like that movie a lot. That's a really good movie.
The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward.
Yeah, Suspicious Death of a Minor.
All the Colors of the Dark.
Torso. Yeah, I'm trying to think on top of my head. There's tons. This is not a giallo movie, though, guys. We're not talking about giallo in this movie.
No, this is a pure cannibal flick. So.
Yeah. I think this movie did succeed in a few areas better than the other cannibal movies. I feel like there was more of a focus on plot development in this one, whereas a lot of them it's just a guy walks to a tree and then they cut like 30 people up for no reason.
Yeah. And then they kill animals.
They kill animals, and that's pretty much the movie. This one there tries to be a story, and plus, former Bond girl Ursula's in this, and she's topless, so I don't know, not to sound mean or anything, but I think a lot of people at the time wanted to see Ursula Andress in all of her glory, so that helped sell the movie,
Right. So, yeah, I mean, not a highly recommendable film, but worth mentioning because we do talk about the cannibal subgenre here from time to time.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those that it can either fall on or fall off of our list, and kind of included it, like Loyd said, because of our talks of the cannibal genre, and also Sergio, who has been on our list a lot. And I feel like it's one of the better cannibal ones, so it made the list this time. It did.
Charles Anderson says, I must admit I've never seen a cannibal film, those made in the 70s or 80s. And then he says, which do you suggest I watch? Cannibal Holocaust for sure. Definitely. Cannibal Pharaoh, with eating, also known as Make Them Die Slowly. I was going to say Eaten Alive, but no, that's not correct.
Not Eaten Alive, but that's another one, though. I think Cannibal Pharaoh is Eaten Alive, isn't it?
No, Eaten Alive's another one. There's
yeah. It's Make Them Die Slowly, and then Cannibal Pharaoh was a Woman from Deep River, wasn't it? That was the other name of it?
It might have been, because Man from Deep River is possibly... Isn't that supposed to be the first cannibal movie, Man from Deep River? I'm not totally 100% sure. If you want to see another cannibal movie, you could also watch Fried Green Tomatoes. That's another cannibal movie. But no, those are the two top ones, I think. Cannibal Pharaoh and Cannibal Holocaust. There's a ton of them, but there's
a ton. Most of them aren't recommended. Let's just say that.
Cannibal Holocaust, I would say, is a very serious approach to a cannibal film. Cannibal Pharaoh is like, just how many cruel, gross things can we do to people?
That's why I think Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Pharaoh are good ones, because it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. And I think even, I think this one is Slave of the Cannibal God, Mountain of Cannibal God is a pretty good one to watch too, as like a middle ground for some of these movies, Yeah. It's kind of interesting. So it's a good throw. I would throw those three in there.
Perfect. So I got a trailer. Let's watch that.
Yeah.
In their language, Ra-Ra-Mi means Mountain of the Cannibal God.
You mean the Pukas are cannibals?
Maybe you're still being chased by the ghost of your cannibals.
That's right! You don't forget the taste of human flesh.
Okay, we were just talking about Green Inferno. If you want to watch a recent cannibal film, Eli Roth did it. I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but I think a lot of people are. I think I'm kind of in the minority on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I didn't 100% dislike it. But yeah, Eli Roth's Green Inferno kind of did bring back the cannibal genre. You got to give it that because, I mean, really, it's kind of like, Bruno Mattei did a couple in like the early 2000s. I can't remember the name of them, but it really was like one of the first ones in like almost 30 years, I think, really, that kind of fit directly in the genre.
Yeah.
So.
There's a lot of cannibal movies. I mean, you can consider a lot, but
there's another one this year there's another one from '78 that's not on my list, and it wasn't honorable mentions either. But it's a Joe D'Amato movie, Papaya. You ever seen that one?
Papaya, the Love Goddess.
There it is. Yeah, Papaya, the Love Goddess.
Oh, you're talking to the Joe D'Amato super fan here. Yeah,
I know.
That movie.
I figured you were going to be like, hey, Charles, you didn't put on the Joe D'Amato movie on honorable mentions. I was going to be like, I don't give a shit, Loyd.
Well, they're not great movies. I mean, just because I like them doesn't mean they should be on this list. But
nah,
there's a bunch of cannibal movies. I'd probably say Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals also would be a good one to check out. That is I think that is a D'Amato movie, isn't it? It was
Emmanuel, yeah, it's a D'Amato movie.
Yeah, it's got Laura
Man
Gamser,
from Deep
but
River.
Yeah.
Man from Deep River was Umberto Lenzi movie. Man from Deep River is kind of one of the most tamest ones. So that's if you want an easy one to work your way into, Man from Deep River. But Man from Deep River is not that good, so just go in knowing that.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next one. This is one that I really enjoy. Damien finally learns of his destiny as the Antichrist under the guidance of an. Am I on the right one?
Yeah, no, I'm just scared.
Oh, under the guidance of an unholy disciple of Satan, released June 9th, 1978. This is the British-American supernatural horror film Damien, Omen II, directed by Don Taylor and starring William Holden. Man, I thought this was an incredibly good follow-up to a really good movie. What about you, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's not as good as the first, but I mean, I think it did a great job building on to the story of the Omen, And Don Taylor wasn't the first director. The movie actually, I'm trying to remember, the movie started filming with a different director, Mike Hodges, the guy who directed Flash Gordon and Black Rainbow. Mm-hmm. He was the original director, and he got fired for some reason. I don't know why, but I remember some of his scenes are still in the movie, but I think Mike Hodges was the right director for this movie. So I think that was a good move.
Okay. So, it also stars Lance Henriksen. Damien is in a boys' military school, and Lance is basically the sergeant at the school. So a lot of crazy stuff happens, but this is cool.
Stuff, Lloyd.
Yeah, this is kind of an early Lance Henriksen film, right? I don't know when he's really started acting, but this had to have been one of the earlier ones. Yeah, it looks like 72. Like he did some uncredited role in The Outsider, 1961, and then in 72. So I don't know. He was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind the year before, but this is probably one of my earliest memories of Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fun. I love Lance Henriksen, really, too. It was good acting all around, though. William Holden was really good in this, William Holden did a really great job in this.
Yeah.
And Lee Grant? Was it Lee Grant?
Was it Lee Grant in this one? Yeah, Lee Grant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, really cool. I mean, Jerry Goldsmith came back into the score again for this. I know that. And he kind of took his Omen score and enhanced on it a little bit, like made it a little more upbeat. But it really is a great score, great companion piece to it. There's this really great music in the opening of the movie. It's some of the best. So I love everything Jerry Goldsmith does, though. He's a great composer. So really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie. I mean, it's great. Bill Butler did cinematography on it, pretty well known cinematographer. You know, this was this and the first Omen, kind of the good ones. They start kind of going downhill after this one.
Because Damien 3 was the final conflict, or the Omen 3, and that one just was like, what? This doesn't even feel like the original Omen. And it could have been so much better. Especially with Sam Neill as Damien. I mean, that could have been such a great movie, but yeah, they went off the rails at that point. Let's watch the trailer real quick for it.
Yeah.
William Holden, Lee Grant, Damien, Omen II. The first time was only a warning. Damien, Omen II, rated R.
And I thought Jonathan Scott Taylor did a really good job as Damien in this movie as well.
Very creepy little boy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened to him. He did a few things, and then he just kind of, that was it. 1988, he did a couple of appearances on some TV miniseries called Troubles, I'm seeing, and that's about
Troubles?
It. Troubles.
Sounds like he had some troubles of his own, huh?
Hey, look at him now.
I make myself giggle with the laughter.
So there you go, Damien, Omen II. Streaming on Stars or $3.99 Amazon rental. There's no Blu-ray single disc. You have to buy the box set, the Omen box set.
Yeah, the Omen box sets. I think Scream Factory has the one that's like $75. There is an Omen box set that came out in like 2007 on Blu-ray, and you can get it for like $9 because it looks like junk. It really is. It's like a soft up converted DVD, but it's a better buy than paying the big price the Shout Factory one is. So go for that one.
Charles Anderson says he retired and lives in New Zealand. That's pretty cool. I guess Jonathan Scott Taylor. I know he was born in Brazil, it says, so.
I mean, maybe we should retire and move to New Zealand too.
I'm ready. Let's go, Charles.
We can start doing our show there. It'll be, entirely on New Zealand horror films. That's it.
It's just all Peter Jackson, basically, I think.
Peter Jackson will co-host with us, in a nice little hobbit hole.
I'm down. The whole show. And they don't have the Rono as bad as we have it.
No Rono. Yeah, Omen II. I mean, I don't know much else about it. I know Richard Donner, they wanted him to direct the second one, but he was making Superman, and you're not going to not do Superman, so all right. Yeah. The next one is a fun one, though.
It is, Charles. I'm so glad you put this on the list. I love this one, too.
Yeah, this is so much fun, and I'll read the synopsis, then we can roll the trailer, because it has one of those fantastic trailers that has... You have no idea what's going on, really.
Yep.
A young woman discovers that the pesticide being sprayed on vineyards is turning people into killer zombies. Released in France, July 5th, 1978, it is the French horror film The Grapes of Death, directed by Jean Rollin, also known as Pesticide.
Or in French, La Mort de Raison.
And don't worry, guys. After you finish the trailer, you will know the name of this because they let you know a lot.
Okay.
Let's roll the trailer.
I'm excited. Yeah, let's roll the trailer, and I'm excited to come back and talk more about it. So I promise you guys, the movie itself is a lot better than the trailer. The trailer is ridiculous.
Is so crazy. There's no words. It's just like, yeah. It's the whole trailer.
And then that zombie, when she's in the car and pointing the gun at him, he's like, rah, rah, rah. And then she points the gun at him, and his face is just like,
he's like,
well, go ahead, shoot me. Well, you wait.
Yeah. And the girl comes out with her sexy lingerie with her dog, like, hey guys,
I'm gonna burn this door.
We setting this shit on fire. Yeah. Look at me. You watch that trailer, like you're like, what does this have to do with anything? What's this movie about?
Yeah.
Fire? Zombies?
Honestly, though, this movie is a good movie.
It is. It's such a great movie. It's such a well-made movie. Who made this trailer? Like a drunk, hobo made the trailer.
Well, and the thing about it is it's Gene Roland's departure from basically sexy vampire movies, right? And so it's kind of unique just for that point alone, is that, it wasn't what he was always directing or making, like Living Dead Girl and I don't know, some of the other ones, but that's basically what he made, was a lot of weird sexy vampire movies, right?
That's what he did. They're actually pretty good movies. They're like late 60s, early 70s. I can't remember the name of all of them. But I do know there was Rape of the Vampire. There was The Nude of the Vampire. And they were pretty decent movies. And then I think one of them was called Shivers of Vampires. I don't know.
Shiver of the Vampires. Requiem for a Vampire. He also, another movie that he did that was really good is The Iron Rose.
I've never seen The Iron Rose.
Yeah, that's a good one to check out.
I know he did Lips of Blood is another one that's pretty good.
Yeah. Everybody knows Living Dead Girl because it was basically immortalized with that Rob Zombie song. Fascination is another one.
Fascination.
That's a pretty well-known Gene Roland movie. Bridget LaHaye is in that movie also.
Did he do a really horrible one? Wasn't it called Lake of Zombies or Zombie
Lake?
Zombie Lake. It wasn't a good one.
Yeah, and there's no zombies and there's no lake, right? In that movie, if I remember correctly.
But the poster shows a zombie coming out of a lake.
Yeah, with a Nazi helmet on.
Yeah, like a helmet. He's has a lady or something, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But all joking aside, The Grapes of Death is actually a really good movie. It's it's almost like a French take on Romero's Crazies, almost.
Yeah.
It's there's not a lot of super quality French horror. John Roland did a lot of the French horror, and this is one of the better ones, though.
Yeah. Richard Nettleton says Grapes of the Vampire ? No, there's no vampires. It's all zombies.
He probably did Tickles of the Vampire. He did Vampires Stubbed Their Toe. Vampires stubbed their toe, then took their top off and danced. Yeah. That was another one.
I see somebody that just joined us, Jesse Watts. Hello, Jesse. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Jesse? Jesse knows Zombie Lake. Then Jesse. We have to talk about Zombie Lake. That's for another time.
Well, there you go. Gene Roland. You could go down a rabbit hole with Gene Roland. There's so many movies that he did. So.
When people start getting into foreign horror, I try to push them to Jean Roland as an offbeat thing, because not a lot of people know his work, and it's actually pretty artistic stuff.
It is.
Of course, there's lots of sexiness in it because it's French, but it's actually really good.
Ollie Tapa says her favorite French horror is Eyes Without a Face. Yes.
Oh, Eyes Without a Face is great.
Super influential movie.
And one of my favorites that's finally coming out to 4K, which is 3615 Code Pierre Noel. I'm so excited. I won't shut up about it. Lloyd knows that.
Yep. He brings it up every day.
I do. I'm so excited. I yelled out loud that they're bringing it out to 4K. I think I kicked over a chair.
I wish we had video of that.
I should have recorded it.
Yep.
John Rowland's kind of a weird guy because he did like some adult like porn films too, didn't he? In some of those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did, but a lot of people did.
I recall. Yeah, I recall
Didn't
when
Wes
he did-
Craven and Sean Cunningham do some adult films too?
They probably started it. It was called Jason's Dong.
No, I'm pretty sure that they did some adult films, but they're like lost. They're like films you'll never find.
Hey, man, it's all right.
But hey, if that's a man's got to do what a man's got to do to make a buck, right?
Hey, if somebody paid me $35,000, how they're paying these people, I'd do a porn movie. I'd be like, all right, now get in there. I'm gonna do this fine cinematography light on you. Here we go. All right, let's get the crane shot up the booty here. All right, let's go.
Crane shot
up
up the
to
booty.
the side. I'd have Jerry Goldsmith scores piped into it. It'd be all epic. I'd be like, all right, guys.
I'd watch it. Seriously.
That'd be great, man. It'd
I'd
star
watch it.
Udo Kier. It'd be great.
Perfect. All right, Charles, we're a little over halfway through the list already. We're at number 9. So
You know this one.
I know this one. When flesh-eating piranhas are accidentally released into a summer resort's rivers, the guests become their next meal. Released August 3rd, 1978. This is the American natural or nature horror comedy film Piranha, directed by Joe Dante.
Ooh.
Partly filmed in Texas, in San Marcos.
Partly filmed. I want to step back real fast. I forgot to tell people that Grapes of Death is one of the movies that's on Hoopla. I knew I was going to bring those up. Grapes of Death is on Hoopla, and it's the only place to watch Grapes of Death. So I wanted to say that. It really is. It's it. So
There is a Blu-ray out, though. You can get a Blu-ray,
Redemption.
right?
Somebody did one. Redemption.
Okay. Yeah, they
All
put
right,
out all
Piranha,
of
though.
the John Rollin movies. So, anyway,
it's called the Dirty French box set.
So Piranha is basically it's riding the wave of the nature run amok horror films like Jaws and so on and so forth. But this is a great movie. This is a fun movie. I'm sure a lot of people have seen Piranha. It's a favorite of mine from when I was a kid. I've always loved this movie.
It is. Man, it's a very witty movie, and Rob Bottin did the effects. It has a fantastic score. Who did the score? Was it Pino Donaggio? Pino Donaggio did the score for it. But the score works so well in this movie. When the piranhas are attacking and everything, it just it works so well.
Hey, Richard, thanks for the $5 tip through Super Chat. We appreciate that.
Woo! Richard, the man.
That's right. He is the man.
The man with the plan.
Anybody else wants to tip us, I'll put the link up on YouTube, and you can tip right through there. You can also you can also summon El Diablo for a tip of $6.66, and it has to go through this link. I'll put that up for y'all in a minute.
And Lloyd, you are a super trooper. You know that?
I'm a super trooper.
Man. Yeah, I mean, Piranha, like you said, Texas film. So you gotta love Texas movie. I mean, it's Piranha. Piranha's been around for a long time. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody out there hasn't seen Piranha. I'd rather hear if people haven't seen Piranha because it's a fun one to watch. I mean, it really is. I recall that, like, Universal wanted to sue them for it being like a ripoff of Jaws. There was a whole thing about it, but apparently Steven Spielberg liked Piranha so much that he got them to drop their lawsuit. So
did he really?
There's that. Yeah.
I had no
idea. I mean, it's a fun movie. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Huh.
We can put a trailer for it. We got a trailer for it, I think. We got a trailer for everything, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Trailers.
All right, here it goes.
Do it.
Wer hätte sich träumen lassen, dass sie plötzlich da sind? Unversehens. Und tückisch angreifen. Wer wird diese Katastrophe überleben? Piranhas. Und hier sind sie.
Hat ihn was gebissen? Zurück, Junge, bleib sitzen!
Piranhas. Sie sind verdammt hungrig.
Hallo, was ist denn mit dir los?
Piranhas. Und niemand hält sie auf.
Hören Sie auf damit! Nehmen Sie die Hand aus dem Wasser.
Was ist denn mit dem Wasser?
Der Fluss ist voll mit Raubfischen.
Piranhas. Man nennt sie die Teufelsfische. Denn wo sie angreifen, dort bricht die Hölle los.
Sie vermehren sich wie Fliegen und es gibt keinen Weg, sie aufzuhalten.
Urplötzlich ist niemand mehr sicher. Spüren Sie nicht die Gefahr? Badestrände werden zu tödlichen Fallen.
2 Menschen sind dort umgekommen und weitere...
Sie müssen uns glauben.
Sie stürzen sich auf alles, was sich bewegt und schnappen unbarmherzig zu. Haie kommen allein. Piranhas kommen zu Tausenden. Der Geschmack von Blut und Fleisch bringt sie zur Raserei. Mit ihren rasiermesserscharfen Zähnen fressen sie das Fleisch eines Menschen in kürzester Zeit bis auf die Knochen ab. Piranhas. Hungrige, tückische, blutrünstige Piranhas. Wer kann sie aufhalten?
Piranhas. Med duckende, schluckende, hakenden.
Man, all I can ever say is, if you guys ever get a chance to watch Piranha in German with no English subtitles, it will change your life. It really will.
It really does change the whole movie, watching that trailer.
I'm telling you, it's so fantastic. They're all upset. They're like, Stein, a gute Nein, a gut a Nein, du hast mich, du hast Piranha.
Du hast mich, Piranha.
Piranhas. Oh no, it's Udo Kier. Hi, I'm Udo Kier. I do not speak the German anymore because I am Udo Kier.
I am a Hollywood star.
Big Hollywood star. You know, I was in all the movies like Armageddon. I played the doctor. You know, it's me. What I was going to say.
Piranha.
Todd Seeley enjoyed the remake. There's actually been 2 remakes. The first remake was in 95.
With William Catt.
Yep. And actually
Alexandra.
they reused...
oh, yeah.
They reused footage from Piranha in the first remake,
Stephen
too.
Burke tipped $20. Piranha was always talked about during our yearly trips to Aqua Arena Springs while headed to San Antonio.
Hang on.
What? What'd you do?
Stephen Burke tipped us $20, and he said that they always went to Aqua Arena Springs in San Marcos, Texas, on trips. Yep, we did too as a kid. Those are good memories. I remember going to that place. I loved that place. I could have spent weeks there.
Well, thank you, Stephen, for the tip. We appreciate it. I've never been to the Aqua Springs, so I'll have to take your guys' word for it.
Well, you can. It's not Aqua Arena Springs anymore, but they still have the glass bottom boats, so you can still check that out. But yeah, it's not. It's a shadow of its former self.
Can we buy it and start the Frightmare HQ Piranha Reincarnation Theater?
I'm down. Let's do it. They did have a swimming pig there back when I was a kid, so anything is possible.
Are you sure it was a pig, or was it just a very large man? Because I've been called a swimming pig myself.
No comment on that.
You called me swimming pig, you son of a bitch.
Hey, watch it. I didn't say that.
You said it in German, though.
Piranha.
Piranhas. Ost ein.
Piranha.
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 Piranha. Du hast mich, Piranha.
Yeah, I actually have the you brought up the first remake. with William Catt. I actually have a copy of that on VHS.
Oh, Jesus.
I really do. But it's got, what's her name? Alexandra from Christine. Alexandra
Paul.
Yeah, she was in it as well. And
the first remake is not very good.
No, not at all.
It also has Punky Brewster in it too. So
Soleil Moonfry?
Yeah, she's in that.
Oh, she sure is. Look at that. Monty Markham is in it too.
I have to say it's not good because I actually made myself rewatch it like 2 months ago, and it's not good. I had to make sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to double check, guys, and I double checked myself, and I paid for it. It gave me diarrhea.
Okay.
Oh my God! Put it out there. Just gonna put it out there. It gave me diarrhea. All right. So
yeah. Okay, you're up next, Charles. This is a cool one.
Is it?
I think it's kind of cool. It's not.
Like
I mean, I mean it's good. I think it's cool though.
Oh, I actually really like this one. A young couple are tricked into visiting a sinister house where a coven of devil worshippers await them. Released in Spain, August 14th, 1978. It is the Spanish. Here's our key word of the day, guys. Supernatural horror film. Satan's Blood. Written and directed by Carlos Puerto. And Satan's Blood is actually one of my favorite Spanish horror films. It really is. So,
yeah.
Like this one a lot, man. Very atmospheric, satanic horror film. What do you think?
It is. Yeah. I want to go ahead and play the trailer so people can get an idea of this one. Let's do that now. Here we go.
Does the subject interest you?
I've always been curious about it.
All right.
Oh, it's so creepy. That doll.
That doll is creepy.
I'm not going to lie, guys. There's been 6 times this year that I've woke up and Loyd has done that same thing to me in my house in the middle of the night. I look up and Loyd is just walking through my door and he's like, I don't say anything. I'm like, Loyd. And he just walks out. So, Loyd, stop it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this bullshit, okay? Give me that key back. Give me that key back.
It's been a long time since I've seen this movie.
It's not an easy one to get by any means. This is one that I actually recommended on the Arrows when they asked me for movies I'd recommend to them. It's one I gave to Mike and Louise, was this one, because if they can somehow get the rights to it, because there's only been a really crappy DVD release.
That was like Code Red, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it wasn't even that long ago, I don't think. It was like 10 years ago, but it wasn't that good. And somebody brought it, but it needs a good resto. And it's a beautiful film. It's really, really well shot. There's great costumes in it. There's great lack of costumes because there's way too much nudity in this movie. I was telling Loyd that I had to sort of make you guys a trailer for this movie because all the trailers had way too much nudity for us to show. So I kind of made you guys a trailer out of existing things.
So the director is Carlos Puerto, but also listed is Juan Piquer Simon. And I like that director. He directed Pieces and he directed Slugs. Those 2 movies are favorites of mine. So, yeah.
Slugs. And, he did Slugs under his alias J.P. Simon, right? And I think he did The Rift under that too, which is another fun movie that's not really that good, but it's a lot of fun. The Rift it's called. I as I recall, he was he was like a ghost director on this. Like he was there, but he wasn't the actual director. He was helping this movie be pushed through and made. Great cast and crew. This is a really, really good movie, though. Not easy to find, guys. It's nowhere streaming. It's nowhere for sale. The DVD's like $50 or $60. It's one of those movies that's stuck in like film rights hell. You know, that's kind of what happens to these.
Well, hopefully somebody will bring it back around at some point, and everybody will get a chance to watch this. But this is a great one for the list.
Yeah, I mean, a great one. If you want to, like, you know, these movies where the DVDs are way too expensive, I always tell people to set up like eBay search reminders, because you never know, maybe pop up that's cheap. That's how I find stuff every now and then. So it's a good one to look for.
Next up is a not very good movie. This isn't a great movie, but it's got Sam Elliott, and it's a Sam Elliott horror movie. I'm kind of curious.
Why it's on here, dude.
I know. I'm kind of interested to see if anybody can guess this one before I tell you what it is. Let's see.
Sam Elliott. That's all you got to know.
Sam Elliott, baby. A couple attempt to unravel a sinister plot within the English countryside estate of a dying man who has gathered. Oh, he already guessed it. Me, you fools guessed it.
Of course he did.
Charles Anderson guessed it also. Anyway, let me get back to this. Who has gathered an eclectic and notable group of house guests, released in the UK September of 1978. This is the British-American horror film The Legacy, directed by Richard Marquand and starring Catherine Ross and Sam Elliott. Can you imagine Sam Elliott in a horror movie? It's probably everything you are imagining.
It is. It's everything you're imagining and more. And this is the sole reason that The Legacy is on the list, guys. I'm going to tell you that.
Yep. Just because it has Sam Elliott.
It's it. It's not good. Well, it also has Roger Daltrey from The Who in it. So there you go. If you remember that.
Yeah, he's in it.
There's so much about this. I'm going to tell you guys, watch it because it's Sam Elliott. But there's so many scenes in this that you're going to find yourself unintentionally laughing at. Like, they're not supposed to be funny, but they're just hilarious how these scenes play out in The Legacy.
I just remember it plodding along for a long time, too. I don't know. It's just been a long time since I've seen it, but the storyline on IMDb says a millionaire, $1 million prostitute, a star maker, a nation killer, a woman whose lusts are as cold as graveyard snow.
It's
5 of the most
Gilligan's
powerful
Island,
people
too.
in the world.
On Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, listen to this sentence. 5 of the most powerful people in the world, and Maggie makes 6. Gathered in an ancient mansion to inherit a legacy of bloodsome horror. Okay.
God damn, Maggie.
That storyline sounds like pretty good, but it's not.
Oh my God, Maggie. It's always Maggie's fault.
So, you said Roger Daltrey was in it. Here's some trivia on IMDb. Ravenhurst is Roger Daltrey's real-life residence. Daltrey lent his mansion for use in the movie on the condition that he co-star in it. The producers agreed, and thus the role of Clive Jackson was created for him.
Oh my God, why?
I
Why?
don't know, but
let me tell you too, guys, this has... So, the only positive thing, besides Sam Elliott, that I can say about The Legacy is it does have some really cool crane shots. So there's some cool camera shots in this. Great use of crane work. I can give it that. Now, this one thing I have to knock it for is the score in this is absolutely atrocious. It's so bad.
I don't even remember the score.
It's not even the music. It's how they used it. Because, like, you know, it's like somebody in elementary school put in the score to this. Because the score is, like, in the wrong places. And, like, there's scenes that should have a score that's building the suspense up, you know, like faster tones, and it's just like womp womp womp. It's like, what's going on? It's like nothing fits.
And then you got Sam Elliott walking around going, "All right, what are y'all doing over there?
What are y'all doing over there?
Scary.
You're looking it's this is a prequel to the movie Roadhouse, guys. This is what happened to Sam Elliott before Roadhouse, all right? So the director of this, Richard Marquand, is really known for directing Return of the Jedi. So I know he did that, and he died like a few years after that. So he died of a stroke, dude. He died of a stroke. He was only like 45 or something.
I'm not laughing about that. I'm just laughing that he directed this and Return of the Jedi. He also directed Jagged Edge, which is a pretty good little thriller film if you've never seen Jagged Edge.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he somehow got the gig to direct Return of the Jedi, and it's kind of like one of those things like Peter Jackson getting Lord of the Rings. It's just like, you know, this guy worked his way into Return of the Jedi. So there you go. He got Return of the Jedi because he did a movie. What was it called? Eye of the Needle.
Eye of the Needle. Yes.
Yeah, spy film, and George Lucas liked that movie, and it's a really good movie. George Lucas liked his direction and hired him for Return of the Jedi. There's one of the documentaries I watched about Star Wars talked about that. But interesting director, because this is far from the quality of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And far from the quality of his other movies, because like Eye of the Needle is actually a really good movie. Jagged Edge is good. I don't know what happened with this movie.
I remember The Legacy kind of, I don't know, I remember hearing about it a lot when it came out as a kid. So either they pumped a lot of money into the marketing for this film, or I don't know, I just happened to be very aware of it. I don't know which one, but it's definitely disappointing. It's a disappointing film.
Did it build its legacy, Loyd?
Pish posh, Charles.
Oh, Lord. How dare you question my legacy? How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
I'm going to go get Sam Elliott, because I've got an eclectic group of people here. I've got a millionaire. I've got Udo Kier. I've got an astronaut. They're
Killer
all here.
of worlds. Killer of words.
Killer of words. I've got a director who makes French porn films. They're all here.
INGRIDHUBERT summoned El Diablo.
Who?
Ingrid,
thanks for the tip.
just summoned
El Diablo.
Thank you
I
very
see
much.
it.
Yes.
Grid. I'm going to put the power of Christ into El Diablo to get rid of him for you, because he's here.
I'm so happy to see El Diablo get summoned. That is cool.
Me
Thank
too.
you.
I love it.
All right, Charles, you're next. You got a big one.
I have to restrain myself a little bit here, guys, because I'm gonna pee my pants. Let me compose myself, because it's gonna get nasty here, guys. I'm gonna get real sweaty, and I'm gonna start steaming. All right.
All right, do it, Charles.
Let me know if you guys know what movie this is. Following an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the grave, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall. Whatever could it be, Loyd? First released in Italy, September 2nd, 1978. It is the United States and Italy co-production zombie masterpiece, Dawn of the Dead, directed by George Romero. And yes, Dawn of the Dead was first released in Italy. The United States did not get it until 1979. So,
there you go.
what can I say? What can you say? It's Dawn of the Dead, man. It's one of the
Dawn
greatest
of the
things that's
Dead.
ever existed.
One of the most influential zombie films ever made. Dawn of the Dead. You gotta love this movie. It's great from beginning to end. The only thing I have a problem with is the on this movie is the face painted zombies, which look kind of weird. And I'm colorblind in a lot of ways too, so I don't even know what color their faces are, but it's like green or something. I don't know. It's weird, but I love this movie. It's fantastic. It feels epic in scale, and it's George Romero.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was a basic blue or green tint to most of the faces. You know, you got to remember they were doing this quick. They were doing every weekend. They were doing makeup on 300-400 extras for this movie, so they were throwing it on quick.
Yeah.
But this is a great movie, and a few years ago, I was lucky enough to go out and do all of the film locations from Dawn of the Dead, including the mall. And I was at one point asked to leave the mall. So, just because the people who now own and operate the Monroeville Mall do not give two shits that Dawn of the Dead was filmed there. So we can say that.
Yeah.
Except for one really cool security guard who actually let me go anywhere I wanted to in the back of that mall until other people came in who did not like me to be there. So, not only that, I also visited the airfield where they land their helicopter, which when I went there was for sale, so I could go wherever the hell I wanted because I was interested in purchasing it. Or so they thought. And I love doing this film locations though. But you know, I love so much about Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead's one of the reasons I am who I am. I'm very much looking forward to the 4K box set to finally be released after its 9-month delay. And you know, outside of that, I could do a whole show about Dawn of the Dead, but just kind of noting one of my favorite things about it is Galen Ross. I do love Galen Ross in this movie. Such a phenomenal performance. Such an extraordinary example of a strong female role in a horror movie, you know? Galen is just so unnerving in this, so fearless. And a lot of that's credit to her because Galen Ross had a big ideal of what she wanted this role to be. And one of the things she told Romero is she will not let Fran scream at all during that movie because she felt like it would, she felt like the strength of her character would be lost if she screamed. Like she wouldn't be as strong. So Galen Ross and that role of Fran never screams in that movie. And it really, really is a great choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what's not to love about this movie? There's tons of things to love. Ken Foree, Tom Savini, George Romero. It's a fantastic movie, and like I said, I think a lot of the movies in 1978 were kind of ramping up for what we would get or what we would start to get in the 80s. So I know a lot of people aren't into 70s films, but I think now we're seeing the 70s start to be really influential in 1978. We do have a trailer. You want me to go ahead and play it, Charles?
Yeah, I was going to say real fast. Yeah, Matt Orsman said they're showing this at a drive-in by him on Saturday. And I can guarantee you, Matt, that they do not have the rights to show that movie. So better hope they don't get found out because there's no way.
I think actually they do because Matt's friend has shown Dawn of the Dead before.
Oh, that's cool then.
And I think he showed the 3D version that just came out. And he works with Rubenstein, but he's a glutton for punishment, is the way I put it, for working with Rubenstein. So there you go.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because That's probably the only actual screening I've heard of in probably 2 screenings in the last 3 years in America that have actually been able to go through. So
yeah, well, he'll let you do it, but you can't use a 35 millimeter print. You have to use the digital print, and he's a pain in the ass.
And it's a pain in the ass, yeah. So most times it ends up falling through. So,
yep. All right, so let's play this trailer. Here we go.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time. Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill.
They must be destroyed on sight. When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Dawn of the Dead. This picture contains scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 will be admitted.
There you go.
Look, guys, you guys are lucky I'm nice because I was gonna trick Loyd and say it was a trailer, but I was just gonna put the 2-hour movie on.
Yeah.
Let it keep going, and then we were just gonna sign out. We were just gonna sign out. So.
Yeah. Crazy.
Sorry, Loyd. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to say, great movie, and real cool, Matt, that they're actually doing a legit screening. I wish I was close to you. I even told Loyd that if I knew about it earlier, I probably would have drove to Wichita to actually see it in a legit screening, because I have still never seen Dawn of the Dead in the theater, ever.
Wow. Huh.
Ever.
I don't think I have either. I mean, that's what you get for doing your own convention. We did 2 screenings of Dawn of the Dead with Romero in attendance before he passed away. And, of course, you and I never had time to sit down and watch them. I think the only time I sat down and watched one of our own screenings was Phantasm. And that's just because we were there taking care of Angus.
Yeah. And that's always happens. I mean, they showed Dawn twice, and we got to hang out with Romero, which was cool.
Yeah.
But I would love to sit in the theater with some popcorn and watch Dawn of the Dead, because never have had the chance to do that.
Well, maybe one day we will get that chance, Charles. For now,
we're going to do it.
Yeah, for now,
we're going to move on.
Let's move on to the next one. This is a great flick that I love. This is an Australian film.
Yeah, me too.
I love this movie. When a suburban couple go camping for the weekend at a remote beach, they discover that nature isn't in an accommodating mood. First screened at the Sitges Film Festival in Spain, October 1978. This is the Australian psychological nature horror movie Long Weekend, directed by Colin Eggleston. I discovered this movie a few years ago and fell in love with it. It's really way ahead of its time. It's basically these people go out on a beach and abuse nature, and nature gets its revenge. That's basically the twist of the movie, or the gist, the plot of the film.
Another nature on amok movie. I think it's one of the better ones, though. Super underrated film. It's like a weird mix of eco horror and like a relationship drama almost.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was remade in 2008, starring Jesus Christ himself, Jim Caviezel, and it wasn't nearly as good.
Jesus Christ, Lord
Jesus
God.
Christ, Jesus
Jim Christ,
Caviezel.
Lord. It was remade. Jesus Christ.
Not as good. It wasn't terrible, I didn't think, the remake. Did you see the remake, Charles?
Never watched the remake, no. Charles is weird with remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was nothing. I was just basically, talking about Long Weekend. Nothing in particular.
How long is the weekend? What were you doing?
It was really long. This was a long weekend for these people. But I highly recommend this movie. I've always kind of campaigned for this movie and tried to get people to watch it and check it out. It is streaming on the Criterion Channel, or you can rent it for $1.99 on Google Play /YouTube. And then there's a Blu-ray out from Synapse. It's like $25. So I recommend this movie.
Yeah, I first learned about this movie. There's a really, really fantastic documentary came out like late 2000s called Not Quite Hollywood. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's solely about Ozploitation films.
Yeah, I have seen that. Not Quite Hollywood. I have. Didn't Severin put that out?
Yeah, and that's how I learned about this one because I watched that like when it first came out, and Quentin Tarantino actually comes on and talks about this one, and it kind of got me to look for it, and I found it and I watched it. It's a really great movie. Everett DeRoche did the screenplay for it. He also did Road Games, Razorback. I like Razorback a lot. Harlequin.
I love Road Games too. That's a great
movie. Road
movie.
Games is that's getting ready to be released too on a Blu-ray.
Oh, cool.
Road Games is.
It's about time.
Yeah, seriously, there's some good Blu-rays coming out. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, a great one to pick up and watch. You know, especially, you know, Ozploitation's another genre we could talk about as we go down the road, but it's one of the better ones. And the director of this, I know, did a really dumb movie that I like called Sky Pirates in the mid-'80s. Have you ever seen Sky Pirates?
Richard Nettleton just summoned El Diablo. Thank you, Richard. That was awesome.
El Diablo.
We haven't seen enough El Diablo. You guys have to are gonna have to start summoning him more. That's awesome. Thank you.
Man, I love when El Diablo pops up. You know, makes us feel alive.
Let's roll the trailer for Long Weekend because I want people to see this.
Yeah. It's a good trailer. Let's go.
Listen to the sound of evil. It is out there, waiting.
I'm sorry for this.
Powerful, deadly, invisible. They came to take a holiday. Now, they are running for their lives. Because something is out there. There are secrets. There are mysteries. There are forces beyond imagination. Challenge them, and every living creature, every blade of grass will turn against you. Prepare yourself for the fright of your life.
Christ!
Long Weekend. An experience in terror and suspense.
All right. Long
weekend,
weekend. It was a long
Very
weekend.
long. It's too long.
Highly recommended film. Check that out.
Yeah, guys, get it, watch it. Kind of one of my favorite ones on our list here. Good piece of Ozploitation.
Definitely.
What do you think about the next one, Loyd? Is this a more obscure one, you think?
I don't know that a lot of people know about this movie. Do you?
I don't know. Let me Let me read this. Let me read the synopsis. Maybe people know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows this movie.
Let me see. So see if anybody knows this one. 15 years after murdering his sister, a patient escapes from a mental hospital and returns to his hometown to kill again. What do you think?
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Is this Gremlins? No. Gremlins.
Black Christmas.
It was Black Christmas, guys. Black Christmas. Black Christmas.
Todd.
Black Christmas
they're
2.
guessing it now. They're all guessing it.
All right, guys. So, actually,
hang on. I'm going to be right back. You talk about Halloween for a minute, okay?
Oh, get the hell out of here! I don't need you on this show, guys. Now that Lloyd's gone, let me tell you about Lloyd's purple panties. Really weird, and they stink. Not kidding you. Loyd has these weird panties. He cuts the holes out of the bottom, and I don't want to talk about it anyway. I'm really scared. So, Halloween was actually first screened October 25th, 1978 at the AMC Empire Theater in Kansas City, Missouri. It was the first place to ever watch Halloween. Why? I have no damn idea, but that's where it was. Written, directed, and scored by John Carpenter himself. So, I think people saw this one, maybe. A little obscure. I'm thinking that, I don't know, I think you guys are going to like this one, though, if you haven't seen it. So Lloyd's gone. As you guys can tell, Loyd has quit the show. So I'm now going to retool this, and I am simply going to talk about love stories from the mid-90s. And like I said, you know, Loyd really likes to have his panties like really tight. So like what it is Loyd likes to get his panties like 6 sizes too small. What happens is oh, you're back. Sorry.
Oh, I'm back now. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt your panty talk.
So, yeah, so this movie, guys, was done by a very obscure director named John Carpenter. Nobody's really ever heard of him. You know, it had this lady in it named Jamie Lee Curtis. People haven't really ever heard of her. She never did anything again. This is the only movie she ever did. This is the only movie John Carpenter ever did as well. He went on to direct episodes of The Cosby Show and Family Ties. So,
boom.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Halloween. So, you know, just a very small budget movie. You know, the Donald Pleasance is great in it, but the role of Dr. Loomis was originally intended for Peter Cushing. That's who John Carpenter wanted to be in this movie, was Peter Cushing. But they didn't offer him enough money, so he turned it down. And it's only because Peter Cushing recently did a movie called Star Wars, and his panties were a little too big at that point, you know, Star Wars. Their second choice for this was Christopher Lee, who laughed at the role. He didn't want to do it. And Donald Pleasance did it. Donald Pleasance only did it because his daughter liked Assault on Precinct 13. So that's why he decided to do it.
Is that right?
Yep. So they paid him $20,000 for the movie to do it. That was the highest paid person. And he took $20,000 up front. They made him an offer, either $20,000 up front or you can get a percentage of the gross profits. So he made the mistake of taking $20,000 because
oh my lord,
this movie made $80 million in 78 and 79 on a budget of $300,000. I think it said later that if he would have taken his percentage, he would have made somewhere between $15 and $20 million off of this by the time he had passed away. So that's kind of what happened with John Carpenter. John Carpenter had a 10% stake in the movie. So
Me You Fools is talking about this on Twitch. He said Peter Cushing never saw the offer. His agent turned it down for him without even offering it.
Mm-hmm.
And Christopher Lee later told Carpenter not doing Halloween was the mistake of his career.
Nice. Yeah. Cushing, they turned it down because they said it was too low. And it's kind of funny because the 20 grand they would have offered him would have been about in his pay range at that time. Because I think he made like $2 grand a day on Star Wars, and Donald Pleasance only worked for 5 days on this movie. So this would have been, but I think at that time, after Star Wars, they wanted a lot more money for Cushing, and Cushing didn't get that money. As you can tell, his roles kind of were not at that point. But you live and learn. Sometimes it's your agent's fault, you know?
Yeah. So Stephen Burt says, I need to rephrase that I liked Halloween 2 more than the first one as a kid growing up. As an adult, I prefer Halloween. You know, I didn't like Halloween as a kid, but as an adult, I love Halloween. So I get that. I don't know why, you know, but it just wasn't my cup of tea as a kid.
Richard Nelton's got it down though. He says he wants me to play Loomis, and he wants you to be Michael Myers in a new Halloween movie. I'm down. I can do that. I'd be a great Dr. Loomis.
I'd be a lazy Michael Myers.
I shot him 6 times. I shot him 6 times at Lloyd Gras. I shot him. He's the Duke of New York. He's A#1. God damn it.
So, I mean, it's Halloween. Everybody knows Halloween. It's
Halloween, man.
Almost
not shot in Illinois. Shot completely in Pasadena, California.
Made to look like Haddonfield, Illinois, or whatever you know. Folly. Yeah. The Folly. They took buckets of leaves, and poured them out on the streets.
I took you to these film locations too, didn't I? This is ones we went to?
Yeah, we did. We went there together. Yeah, we saw that. We saw the Nightmare on Elm Street house, Nancy's house.
Nancy's house is like across the street from this house, like the next neighborhood over. It pretty much is. It's like the same little area.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know, all the film locations are still around Pasadena area, so it's a fun thing if you're ever in LA to go do a lot of these locations, because they're fun to recreate.
Definitely. Absolutely. There is a Halloween trailer, so let's go ahead and play that and check it out real quick.
Yeah.
Halloween.
I think he'll come back.
Halloween, the night he came home. Rated R.
Rated R.
Was that the boogeyman, Lloyd?
Yes, I shot him.
You shot him 6 times?
He's dead. He's dead. Just go outside and look over the balcony. You'll see him. He's right there.
Where is he?
Oh, he's right there. Just keep looking. You'll find him.
He not there, Lloyd.
Oh, I must have blown him into bits with my gun. Sorry.
Did you say you shot him 6 times? All it's there is a pair of red panties. That's all it's there. You blew his panties off and he left. Son of a bitch.
All right. I feel like we've talked about Halloween so much that, you know.
I know. How have we been doing this? We've been doing this for 2 hours already, guys. It's just how it is, guys. It's one of those days.
It is. But, you know, everybody talks about Halloween. It's a massive deal. We all love Halloween. It's great. There you go.
Look, Halloween, guys. The sequel to it was Easter. So check it out.
There you go. Boom.
All right. You're next.
Next up. A ventriloquist is at the mercy of his vicious dummy while he tries to renew a romance with his high school sweetheart. Released November 8th, 1978, it is the American psychological horror film Magic, directed by Richard Attenborough and starring Anthony Hopkins and Margaret and Burgess Meredith, based on a 1976 novel of the same name by William Goldman.
It's magic, you know. Baby, believe it's not so. It's magic.
Bang. You know what? I want to go ahead and jump off right into this trailer because this trailer is one of the creepiest trailers of all time.
It really is, dude.
It used to scare the piss out of me as a kid. So.
That's why I did this one trailer and only this trailer.
Yeah.
It's only one.
Here we go.
Abracadabra, I sit on his knee. Presto, change-o, and now he is me. Hocus pocus, we take her to bed. Magic is free. We're dead.
Josephine Levine presents Magic, a terrifying love story starring Anthony Hopkins, Anne Margaret, and Burgess Meredith. Rated R.
It's not magic.
Definitely the creepiest trailer ever, I think. And the movie is scary too. The movie is just creepy as hell. I don't know what it is about dummies, ventriloquist dummies and dolls, but oh my god, this is a great movie. I don't know how many people have seen this that are watching tonight, but I love Magic. Fantastic.
Guys, Loyd does love magic because Loyd does card tricks for me all the damn time. I'm telling you.
Todd Lewis says he agrees with me that this trailer freaked me out as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's creepy, man.
Every time I watch it, it scares it creeps me out.
So let's talk about the director for this, Richard Attenborough. Everybody knows him, and not from this movie. Everybody knows him as what, Loyd? Who is he?
Richard Attenborough?
He is John Hammond from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Everybody knows him. This guy was an actor, became a director, then he decided to become an actor again so he could open up a goddamn amusement park with dinosaurs. So this is John Hammond from Jurassic Park, who was a very remarkable filmmaker. He
yes,
not only this, but I mean he did Bridge Too Far. He won a couple of Oscars for Gandhi. He did Chaplin. I mean, this is a really cool guy who everybody knows is John Hammond. John Hammond, delighted to meet you, Mr. Grant.
But yeah, and he was an actor going back all the way to like the 40s, right?
40s, yeah. He was in all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Tons of stuff. Big name. Everybody knows that name, Richard Attenborough. He also directed a version of 10 Little Indians, which is kind of a proto-slasher in itself. It's based on an Agatha Christie story, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he actually starred in the what year is this? The 1974 version of 10 Little Indians. So you gotta go back and watch that if you can. That movie has Oliver Reed, Orson Welles, Elke Summer, Herbert Baum. I mean, and I do consider that a proto slasher flick.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the original slasher stories ever.
What, 10 Little Indians? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was, like I said, he was a great guy, and he he acted for a long time, stopped acting, directed, and his first thing he did in like 20 years was Jurassic Park, basically. And I could see them like, Richard, we want you to be in this movie. He's like, no. He's like, you're gonna open up a park full of dinosaurs. He's like, hell yeah, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah,
like, I'm coming back.
That trailer makes me want to watch Magic again though, because it's so well done. Anthony Hopkins is fantastic in it. Everybody knows that he's a great actor anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this is such a good movie. One of my all-time favorites. And I say that about a lot of things, but
we have a lot of favorites though, you know. That's
absolutely. That's right.
Written by William Goldman, guys. William Goldman. We talked about him before because he wrote Stepford Wives, but really well known for penning The Princess Bride. And this was right before Goldman went into what he called his leper period. It was basically like 8 years where Hollywood stopped offering him like any sort of work. A very strange time. He wrote a book about it, actually. Fantastic, though, screenwriter and novelist. He wrote novels too. what's funny, in Greece, magic was called the killer with both faces. And in Norway, it was called magic, the icy horror. So there you go. From now on, it's going to be the icy horror.
The icy horror. Yep. I want to say that doll, the original doll, still exists too. The original ventriloquist. I thought I saw that on a special feature years ago on a DVD or something. But very cool movie. I think it's very overlooked too. I don't think it's gotten the kind of attention that it should have over the years.
Yeah, it didn't. So, and Magic was one for a long time, was one of the movies stuck in rights hell. So there was a big old rights battle over this movie for a long time. It was one of those things where, like, this person owned theater, this person owned print, this person owned, video release. So finally there was a Blu-ray in like 2010 that was brought out after the longest time. That one's still available. You can still get it. It's not the best one though. I'd like to see this kind of given a good treatment, nice little resto or something.
A big special edition. You'd think that somebody would do that, being that Anthony Hopkins is in it, but oh well.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
I'm ready. Go for it.
All right, guys. You know this one too. All right, so a writer is raped, humiliated, and left for dead by 4 men who she systematically hunts down to seek revenge. Released November 22nd, 1978, it is the American rape and revenge horror film I Spit on Your Grave. Also known as Day of the Woman. Written and directed by Mir Zarki.
Yep.
Well, first thing I could say about the director Zarki, he definitely was a one-hit wonder. He basically wrote this movie to the end of time. That's all he ever did.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my movie.
He did do one called Don't Mess With My Sister, but I've never seen that.
Oh, it's a garbage movie. Oh, you haven't seen that?
I've never
please
seen
watch it. Please watch it for me and then tell me all about how much you love that movie. Please.
I think I have it on DVD around here somewhere, but
he also did a sequel to this last year, which is one of the most horrible pieces of garbage trash I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so bad, I cried blood, peed myself, and then passed out. That's how bad that movie was. Not kidding.
Well, this is a fantastic movie.
I was gonna say let's play the trailer because the trailer's funny because it doesn't make it look like a revenge movie. It just looks like a trailer about a crazy lady. Trailer does.
Here we go.
Take off your clothes.
I don't like women giving me orders.
I'll give you something to remember for the rest of your life.
God bless your hands.
Wait till you feel this.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
No, not
I spit on your grave.
Okay, so I Spit on Your
movie
Grave.
about a crazy lady.
Yeah.
About a crazy lady who's just real mean to people. The trailer's like...
That's what it looks like, yeah. She just goes around killing guys.
Yeah.
I guess in 1978 it was a hard sell to show an empowered woman that was going back out and getting her revenge for being mistreated and raped and every other horrible thing that happened to her in this movie. But we were talking a little bit about, you and I during the trailer, about Siskel and Ebert and how they just trashed this movie, and which is weird because the original title of the movie is The Day of the Woman, and it's all about a woman being empowered. So
yeah, Day of the Woman was the title. And Day of the Woman was actually, I guess I should have called it by Day of the Woman because I meant to correct that when I typed it in here. But yeah, Day of the Woman was the title until like the early 80s. And it only got changed to I Spit on Your Grave because part of it being picked up for distribution is they had to change the title. I don't know why, but that was part of the distribution. They changed the title and it became I Spit on Your Grave. And it was a hard sell. The director of this really distributed himself by basically driving it and taking it himself to drive-ins when it first came out, so they would actually show it because nobody would pick this movie up and show it whatsoever. So he had a struggle.
Also, the girl on the poster, where you see her backside and her clothes are all ripped up, and she's carrying a knife. That is Demi Moore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That is Demi Moore. It was rumored for a long time, and I think somebody finally actually confirmed it not too long ago. But that's Demi Moore on the poster. There you go.
I didn't know that.
That's a little bit of...
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. Some cool history. I'd like to hear more about that. But
yeah, that was during her, her modeling days, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. But it's a great movie. Like Chrissy Gilligan said, amazing female empowerment revenge film. Really is. Great year for women in horror. This, and Galen Ross and Dawn of the Dead, really showing strong women that year. So real happy to see.
So, yeah, I just looked it up. She actually confirmed it herself in her memoir, Inside Out. Which I don't know how long ago. That looks like it came out just last year. Inside Out.
Nice.
So that was rumored for the longest time, and then she finally confirmed it. So I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, it is actually cool. I didn't know that either. I haven't seen I Spit on Your Grave in a long time. I didn't even really think about it too much until we were putting this list together, and I was like, "Oh, Spit in Your Grave." Mainly because it's like not that easy to get. It's another movie that's not that easy to get. It's one of those ones that Anchor Bay released like a decade ago on Blu-ray, and you can't really find it or the DVD. So I don't have a copy of this, and I just haven't watched it in a long time because of that.
I think I have the old Elite version, the Elite DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was
there's
a good
like
one.
a Joe Bob commentary on it or something. And but I do have a Blu-ray of it over there somewhere.
Yeah, that was probably the Anchor Bay. There's only one Blu-ray release from Anchor Bay, and Anchor Bay's Blu-ray releases, they like this and Dawn of the Dead, Anchor Bay brought out, and they sell for like $50 to $100. And I don't know why, because Anchor Bay did not bring out that good of a copy of these movies on Blu-ray. They were basically digitally upconverted old scans. Nothing that's
those
worth
Blu-rays.
the money.
Well,
yeah,
that's really just because that's the only way you can get them on Blu-ray. But Silent Night, Deadly Night, they did the same thing with that, and everybody hates that version. But they'll pay out the nose for Dawn of the Dead. So I don't get it either.
I saw the Dawn of the Dead one going for like $120, like a closed one on eBay, and I was like, well, it's not really worth that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you'd be better buying a 4K player and having the 4K version shipped into you, because 4K Blu-rays are not region coded, guys. So even though All the Dead's being released in UK, you can play it here, and it's the Dawn of the Dead one that's coming out is the only time they've actually scanned the original negative for Dawn of the Dead. So since back when they had a VHS master of it, so yeah, it's worth the money.
Definitely.
So not bad, other one.
All right, so moving along.
So last one
on the list. This is truly a favorite of mine. Love this movie. When strange seeds drift to Earth from space, mysterious pods begin to grow and replicate San Francisco residents. Released December 22nd, 1978. It is the American science fiction horror film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, directed by Philip Kaufman and starring Donald Sutherland. Freaking love this movie.
Sutherland.
I'll tell you, I have an obsession with Invasion of the Body Snatchers, period. I love the original. I love this remake. I even like the Abel Ferreira Body Snatchers movie. And I even like the Nicole Kidman. What is it called? It's just called Invasion, isn't it? Or something like that.
Invasion, something like that. You know. It's, yeah. I like this one, though. And, you know, the reason why we've got this one from 78 is kind of like you, the director of this, was a big fan of the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And he worked really hard to get a reimagining off the ground. And that's how this one was made. So, really cool.
It's actually an amazing remake. I kind of liken this to the Thing remake. It was super updated and great special effects, great acting. You had Donald Sutherland, Jeff Goldblum, a favorite of mine, Veronica Cartwright. I love her. She did our show a couple years ago. You got Leonard Nimoy, Art Hindle, who was also in Black Christmas, Kevin McCarthy, who was in the original Invasion. I love all these Invasion movies. I think they're all great. I even, like I said, I like the Abel Ferreira Body Snatchers one too. So, yeah, and the ending. Somebody just mentioned that. Loved the ending of the '78 version. I can't see who that's from for some reason, but yes, the ending is classic.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a phenomenal film. That's the only way to describe it. And you know, this was a great director. Philip Kaufman was a great director. I think he got real well known when he did The Right Stuff, like 83 or 84, and he only kind of got big after this too. But this is a great movie. I mean, it's so well done. The acting in it is fantastic. I love Donald Sutherland in this movie. He is just so top notch. Even, you know, Jeff Goldblum's fun in this too, because I love Jeff Goldblum in anything, but Jeff Goldblum's great in this.
Allie Tapa says that her and her mom were talking about this movie yesterday, and they were talking about how it feels like Invasion of the Body Snatchers right now. I gotta agree with you. It's just bizarre and weird, but this movie is just fantastic because it's also big social commentary in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, of course. It's right there in your face, but I love this movie. You want me to go and play the trailer?
Yeah, let's roll the trailer for this one.
All right, here we go.
From deep space.
Space flower?
Why not a space flower?
The seed is planted.
Why do we always expect metal ships?
It smells lovely.
Put it down, Jack.
Terror grows. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Leonard Nimoy. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Rated PG. Starts this week at a theater near you.
All right, that's the trailer. That's our final movie of the list tonight.
Guys,
that's
we
a
did
great
it,
way
guys.
to end that list.
We
Good
made
stuff.
it through, guys. We made it through.
We did make it through. Thank y'all. Anything else you want to say about Invasion of the Body Snatchers before we go into our honorable mentions?
No, let's roll the honorable mentions. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family.
In that twilight world between life and death, Patrick is preparing his very own day of judgment. Patrick.
The It's Alive baby is back again. Only now there are 3 of them. It lives again.
becomes a target for terror. A man fighting for his career and for his life in combat.
The all-new Jaws 2. See it.
Linda Blair in Summer of Fear. A terrifying journey into witchcraft and the occult.
Terror is real. But you must keep reminding yourself, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. Only a movie.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred.
You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good.
The Redeemer. No matter where you turn, with the hand that bears the mark of the Son of Satan, the one called the Redeemer. Rated R.
It is more than speculation. It is a prediction. The swarm is coming.
Everybody, send the beast. Send him now.
It was all going to be so wonderful at college, especially sorority life, unless they didn't like you.
I'll get you blackballed.
The initiation of Sarah, right after the $6 Million Man.
Lots of great honorable mentions here. Devil Dog, Hound of Hell, Charles. I'm so glad you put that on there because
I had to.
I wanted that dog as a kid. I wanted to have that dog.
I wanted you to have that dog too, Loyd.
Yeah. The Redeemer was in honorable mentions. It's a great movie. Yeah. David Dugas brings that up. Yeah, we didn't really talk about it, but I mean, as you can see, we've gone an hour and 20 minutes already tonight, y'all. So it's hard to get everything
2 hours
in.
and 20 minutes.
2 hours and 20 minutes. That's what
You've blacked out.
No.
Also, yeah, I'm gonna give away a copy of Invasion of the Body Snatchers on Blu-ray to the first person who can tell me which movie we had tonight that had Sam Neill in it. Then you're gonna get Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So I should send you that movie that he's in because I'm mean, but I'm not gonna.
Just send him a copy of the Travolta movie.
Oh, yeah? Somebody win?
What was the question?
I'm going to give a copy away to the first person who can tell me which movie on our list tonight had Sam Neill in it.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Stephen Burt just got it. Stephen Burt is the winner. Legacy. You still there, Charles?
I'm
Can
here,
you hear
but
me?
it was a trick question. It was a trick question.
Oh, what was the question again?
Did nobody correct me yet?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Did you hear? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Who's the first person who corrected me?
Matt Orsman.
Oh, good. The Matt Orsman one.
He said, did you mean Neil or Elliot? And then after Tyler Burrows said not Omen 3.
Yeah. All right, so really I was trying to trick you guys. I was trying to see who would correct me. So Matt Orsman corrected me. So I'm going to give it to Matt Orsman, and I'm going to give a copy to Stephen Burt too. All right?
Sweet. There you go.
So 2 copies. And also Stephen Burt's going to get a copy of Battlefield Earth on VHS. Newly released. So brand new copies of Battlefield Earth. So Stephen Burt, you got this coming your way.
You can use that at the gun range if you want.
Yep. So Stephen Burt and Matt Orsman are both going to get a copy of 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Sweet.
And also, Stephen Burt is getting a copy of Battlefield Earth because he's very excited about this. So he gets a double prize. So, hey, Stephen, congrats.
Oh, my God. Crazy. You got to get rid of them somehow, though, Charles.
Oh, yeah. I'm just putting them in grocery stores and stuff. I'm hiding them in baskets and stuff, you know. I go to the store and I'm like, hey, is that your purse? And I'm like,
That's awesome. All right, so that's it, guys. That's 1978, the year in horror. We have one more year left on the decade of 1970. And then, you know what that is. What comes after 1970? Or
1990.
The 70s. The 90s is our next decade. We're going to have fun with that. There's some fun movies out in the 90s. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. I'm ready for it too. I can tell you guys, man, 79 is going to be another super good year. Some good stuff. I've already started working on 79 for you guys. Going to be fun. The 90s is going to be fun too, man. We're going to get into the 90s. So a couple things. I want to remind everybody that we do not have a show this Saturday.
Yes.
So no show this Saturday. I believe we'll be back next Wednesday for 1979. But Loyd, we also need to do our Patreon show too. So we're going to do that before next Wednesday. We're going to knock that out. Because we love doing those with the Patreon guys. It's our director's series. So I think we had our last one towards the end of September. So we were trying to keep it like right on, that 4-week mark because we don't want to drown you guys with us, So we'll get that set up for our Patreons. So again, though, we always we appreciate the support. We love that you guys are on here with us. We love talking about movies. This is fun. We get to bring all this weird stuff up that maybe some people haven't seen and talk about some of our favorites. It's always good. It's always a good time.
Always a good time.
Want to thank everybody for the tips tonight who sent tips in. We do appreciate that. Really appreciative, guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Huge deal. That's awesome. So I guess that's it, Charles. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight. And then we'll see you guys again a week from today, right? On Wednesday.
A week from today.
And then our Patreon folks will see us before that.
Yeah, I'll see us before then, guys. And we got to work on our next director for the Patreons. So if you are our Patreons out there, if you got an idea of who you'd like to see in the director series next, I've got a few ideas, but I want to hear from our Patreon. So let us know what you guys think.
Dark Fury Reaper said Battlefield Earth was great. WTF, man. Lol.
Hey, dude, I can guarantee you that I'm the only person in America that's got 14 copies of Battlefield Earth unopened on VHS.
There you go.
I do. I've got 14 of them. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these to Best Buy, and I'm going to try to buy them at the checkout, see what they say to me. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this. That's going to be like, where'd you get this? From the rack, dude. It's amazing.
From the rack, baby.
From the rack here. It's going to be our new mascot. Boom.
Dark Fury Reaper says he's a bit jealous, or she, I don't know if this is a he or a she, but Dark Fury says that they are a bit jealous, to be honest. So,
hey, if you want a copy of Battlefield Earth on VHS, just send me your address. It's yours. I'm not kidding.
Go to our
What's yours?
Facebook page. We've got the new Facebook page, Frightmare HQ. Go check it out. Make sure you like.
Oh yeah, we do have that now, guys. I forgot to mention that. We have our Frightmare HQ Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you go and like that. Check it out. We're going to start posting. Charles has posted tons of stuff on there. He's posting like trivia stuff every day and
heck yeah.
Facts, cool facts about horror movies. So go check it out. That's facebook.com/Frightmare HQ, right, Charles?
That's Frightmare HQ. That's us.
All right. Okay, guys, that's it. I want to say thanks again. Y'all have a good night. Peace. I'm Loyd Cryer.
And Charles Doze.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
Love you, Loyd.
Love you too, baby. Mwah. See you guys. And we love you all out there. Thank y'all. We'll be talking to you soon.
Bye, everybody.